Remember everything which we have explained. When you make your capacitors, make sure the capacitors are insulated from each other physically. When you make your capacitors, forget one thing. Even the line of connections you connect at the end, twist them in. In here, when you connect these lines, twist them around the line and twist it back in. You have to keep to the same work all the time. If you make a capacitor set of parallel unit and you leave this end open, that's your loss. These are the things I was teaching to the guys in the factory, because to them it was just bundling things together. That was good enough. They came to understand every little thing counts. When you're stacking your capacitors, try in your housing to keep them in a position that they do not interfere with each other magnetically. When you connect all the wires from one stacker to another, follow the same procedure. Always the same left-hand turn. Always turn your wires left-hand turn when you're connecting to each other. Just don't go there. Everything has to be left-hand turn. Your coils. Otherwise, you find out zero performance. If you get one coil in the setup, clockwise, anti-clockwise, you'll find problem in your setting. Understand, if you get a big bang, you have possibly moisture, and if you tried everything and the system doesn't work, 99% your failure is at the point of your wire going to the supply. It has melted. It has disconnected from nano coating. If you get a disconnection with your unit and you leave it for a while and it comes back, you have the same process. It means you have a weakness in your coating. Golden rule, and please understand, it takes us 1 second if you say your system doesn't work to see if you exceeded 1000-watt power system. Do not overload. Try to underload at least for the first few days, for the first few weeks. One of the ways we see is, instead of connecting the system directly into your power supply and load it up, if you connect it to your power supply, try to understand what you're loading on. If you pass the 2000 kilowatt resistor, otherwise, just go across the system and look what you have not done or what you need to do. If you use a cascading system, you put a power unit at the beginning of the house and a power unit at the end of the house, you have to wait that the two sides meet, that you have nano-coated the whole structure. Nano-coating takes time. You've seen it. You put your wires in a caustic and you wait 24 hours to nano-coat a small plate. Now you have to understand, with a plasmatic, you have to nano-coat both ends. In our experience, in our test, we have loaded 5.4 or 5.3 kilowatt energy at this end, and we have seen no problem. We have connected in one test up to 4 kilowatts here, and we have seen no problem. Don't forget, I work with different groups. in different part of the world and try to understand out of box teaching and research.